Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel and welcome to my Friday Sews. Well, today I have got some make and some bit of, I suppose, social life to tell you about. So let's start off with what I've made and we'll go from there. So first up, a make that I've done, and it is part of the Simplicity 4789 pattern range. Now this is like a wardrobe pattern. As you can see, there are many items on there. We have basically there's a pair of pants, trousers as I call them, a little vest top, a dress and a coat, but you can also make the dress shorter, so it's a bit of a more of a pinafore type thing, or you can make it much longer and have it like a long sweeping dress. The coat, you can have it as a long coat, or you can have it cut off quite short so it's more of a jacket, or even a sleeveless without sleeves. And then there's a little, well actually no, that's the top, isn't it? That is the little top. The little top is a little, this one here in the middle is like a little, I don't know, is it a gilet type top? I'm not really sure. It just says vest. It says pants, vest and jacket and jumper, each in 2 lengths. So, but yeah, anyway, I decided that I was going to have a go at making a pair of pants because I've not done that before. So that's what I've made, a pair of pants. Nice and simple. And the design, the pattern for this one really is simple. It's literally front and back. There's nothing else to it than that. So that's what I did. I did a mock-up for it, which I did show the other week. And now I've actually gone and made them. There we go. Some basic pants. This is just a basic polycotton sort of suiting fabric, a cheap piece that I got. Didn't want to spend too much on it. Now, me being me, decided that I wasn't quite happy with the way the waist worked, so I thought I would change that, you know, just to make life difficult. Why, you may ask? Well, you know, it was a slow day. I thought I'd do something adventurous and give myself a hard time. But anyway, what I did is I took the bodice and I shortened it and created a separate waistband that, yes, is elasticated, and I put a side zip in. So what I'll do is I'll just put these on. We can have a quick look at them then. And here we are, one pair of pants, or trousers as I might call them. Yeah, and they're just really simple. Just got elasticated waist on there. As I say, the waistband on this is designed that the actual piece, you cut out basically a front and a back, 2 front, 2 back, and that's it really. And then you just stitch them up. And then they have elasticated waist, and you create the waist by folding down the actual top. As I say, I didn't really like that, so what I've done is I've created a separate waistband. Come up and show you that. An actual separate one that I've put on, and I wanted a zip, so it would just be a bit easier to put on and off, and it is just an ordinary invisible zip. And I've put a hook, done a hook and eye on the very top just to hold it together, so instead of having any button there. So that's what they're like. You can see they seem to fit all right for a very basic, simple design. There's no additional fancy shaping or anything, just it's just what they are, you know. And I think the bum looks all right in that, doesn't it? It doesn't seem to be tight or loose or baggy on there. Which I'm quite happy with the way that is. So, you know, yeah, all in all, a nice pair of pants. That seemed to fit all right. And I like the length. The length, didn't really have to do anything to the length. That was fine. All I did is, because I put this waistband on, I did shorten the bodice section, or this section of it you could shorten. So I did shorten that by a couple of inches, just because obviously I'd extended it because of that waistband I've put on. But other than that, I hadn't really done anything much else to this pair of pants. So I think that looks just fine. I'm quite happy with that, you know. So yeah, you know, and they seem to be all right. I mean, it is this sort of very much a polycotton, polycotton suiting fabric that I've used for it. So, you know, that's more poly than cotton, but so they, you know, hopefully nicely wearing and great for work. You know, I just wanted to, one, have a go at making pants, and two, you know, there's always a need that sometimes at work, you know, you're going to need more of this type of clothing. So yeah, but there we go. My first go at making a pair of pants, and I think they've come out really well. And I really like them. They're really comfortable, and I will make another pair because I've got enough fabric to make a second pair, which is brilliant. So I will have to get on and do that. So the next thing I want to tell you about is actually, I know, quite a bit of life, bit of going out. Last week, no, it was this week. It was, I'm terrible with dates and stuff, I always get a bit mixed up. Last Sunday, that was it. Remember the day? Last Sunday, I went to the Quilt and Stitch Village, which is an event that takes place once a year. Got me ticket, or the bit of the ticket that I've got left, you know, because they cut it off. And it takes place in Uttoxetter, which is in Staffordshire, on the 24th, 25th and 26th of April. And I went on the Sunday, the 26th, which was a nice day because it wasn't particularly crowded. It was nice, and not that it was sparse. And it's only a small event. We get into this. It's quite a small event. It's not one of those big places like the NEC or anything like that. It's not a big show. It's quite a little nice cosy one, but it's still a nice little event to go around, spend a few hours, and just enjoy the atmosphere of what it is. Now, what you have there is actually a number of stalls and also an exhibition. So what you do is you go in and you get a show guide, and it tells you all about it. So that was really nice to go to. So the show, like I say, takes place in Uttoxetter, for anybody who lives near that way, and if you don't, have a look up where that is. And it was at the race course. So what you got is a number of people that were exhibiting and that, but also a number of stalls as well, so you could go and buy stuff and things like that. The first place there was the Tilly's Slow Stitch Cafe, which is Tilly Rose, which is tilly-rose.co.uk. And there was a number of stuff in there. There's quite a nice display of different things that were in there. So that was interesting. And then you had a whole bunch of different exhibitors around the place, around in different areas. But there was like one main area where everybody was. So you had things like All Directions, Alternative Strands, Betty's Sewing Box, Kathy Reevy, Helen Moyes Designs, Electica Textile Artists, Lorna Knight, which is Sewing Academy, Judas, I don't know this, Mary McIntosh, Material Girls, Project Linus, Staffordshire Patchwork and Quilters, Stitch Print Paint and Stitch Together, and then Tandem Textiles, Tangent Textiles, and Wymeswold. I say Wymeswold. Wymeswold. WLD, Wimswold Threads. And then there was obviously a whole lot of stalls that you could go to and have a look round. There is a list of the stalls somewhere, the different people who had stalls at the show. Somewhere in here, yeah, there we go, the traders, as it says. So there's a whole load of traders there, which you could go and have a look. And they had, normally it's sort of stalls which were those stalls where you would, you know, buy stuff for if you're going to do quilting. You know, there's lots of fat quarters there, but there's also stalls with materials and stuff like that, and items for patterns as well, crafting and clothes patterns. So there's a whole lot there. There's a whole big thing. You also had stalls of the like the sewing machines. There was Brother there, Genome was there. I know Genome was there. I'm sure Brother was there as well. I just remember there was just a lot of stuff there. And what did I have a look at? And then, of course, upstairs in the upstairs room, they had the exhibition hall, which was where the people had put the quilts for the competition. So the quilting competition had a number of categories, you know, traditional quilting, and it does say about the different, I think about the different people that had put something in there. You had contemporary quilting, modern quilting, special theme, miniature quilts, 3D quilts, group quilts, quilting, young quilter, and then some traditional embroidery as well. So there was a whole lot of stuff there. Considering, like I say, it's not a big show, it's quite small really, especially in comparison to a lot of others, but it's just a nice day to go out and have a look around. Now, I didn't go there on my own. I did actually meet up with a friend. My friend Heather wanted to go along, so we met up, and it was really nice to just chit and chat, as it were, and have a look at the exhibition and just talk about what we were looking at. So that was really nice, you know, to be able to go around. I then would think it's nicer if you can go around with somebody else. You know, going there on my own would have been fine, but, you know, just being able to just sort of like, you know, look at the different things, and because she's into crafting and sewing herself, then, you know, that was brilliant, because you sort of, it's always that thing of you pick up on different things, how things are made, how things are look. When you look at the exhibits, and it's like, wow, how do they do that? And you can have a look and sort of start to work out how they might have made these things. But they were amazing. I did take a bunch of photos of a lot of the exhibits, so I'll put them up at the end, so you can have a look at what it is that I was looking at myself, what people had exhibited at the exhibition of the on the quilt competition quilts. Yeah, the quality of what was put up was just amazing. These people must have patience of a saint to make what they do and then present it and put it in a competition and show it off in the exhibition. Wow. I'm not sure I could do that, but there were some really, really wonderful items there. Now, while I was there, I did get a few things. I got a few things to show you, so we'll have a look at those. Now, I didn't really buy much when I was there. It was more a case of going to have a look at the exhibition and just have a nice time and then just enjoy the atmosphere of the place. Now, what I did get, that's quite crinkly, is a few bits and pieces. I had a look at the stalls. There was one called Lorna Knight, which I did pick up a little brochure for. Lorna Knight is a sewing academy, and she does workshops and that. Now she's in the, I think it's North Staffordshire area, and her workshop is got here, it's on the A523, which is on the Ashbourne to Leek Road, which is not particularly close to me. It's a little bit of way out. You know, I could get there if I wanted to, but it is a little bit of way out. But she does these sewing workshops that she does, a whole number of them. I mean, if you go to her website, you'll be able to see that. And what I'll do is I'll put some links up in the description down below, you know, so you can go to that. But yeah, Lawn and Night. There was, I put the label on the front of my guide here, one which was So Enchanting, which was supposedly they did some patterns and stuff, some nice patterns, but they didn't have all the patterns available on the stall that they wanted, which was a shame, because there was a couple of things there I saw that I wouldn't minded, but unfortunately couldn't get. They must have been quite busy with the patterns. I did stop at the Genome stand, because I've got 2 Genome machines, and they gave me a brochure, to have a look at, of all the sort of fancy machines with the guides. Oh, it's real, it's a nice brochure guide. Not that I can afford a new sewing machine, absolutely no way. There's like no chance of being able to buy anything at the moment. Overlockers and cover stitches, it's a good guide. It's got a lot of information in there about all the different models and that, so I'll keep hold of that, and hopefully one day in the not too far distant future I might be able to afford something, because the one thing I would like is an overlocker, because I don't have one of those, but I'll have to wait and see, won't I? But yeah, that was nice. I say there was some other stands there that were sewing machines. I think the brother was there, and I had a look quickly at some of their machines, just quickly, because I knew I wouldn't be able to buy one. Never mind. Now, one of the things I did, or I got a couple of things, one of them was from the Tilly Rose stand. There was a lovely lady there who was on the stall, a lady called Emma, I think. Very, very helpful, very, very nice. And she even remembered me from last year, because I did go last year as well. So what I did is I got a couple of print blocks, I decided. I haven't got any inks for it, but if I do get some inks, then I'll have a go at doing some printing with these print blocks onto fabric and see how I can go. Now, what I got was this bumblebee and this little flower. I thought that would be really nice, because what I could do is do something like that, couldn't I? I know the flower's a little small for the bumblebee, but I could make something like that, and print these two onto fabric and just make a bit of a thing up. So I thought that was really nice. I like them, so I got those two from that little stall, Tilly Rose. And then the other thing I got was a pattern. Now, when I went there, like I said, I went with my friend, met up with a friend. I went with Heather, and she bought a pattern as well, but it was a jacket pattern. Whereas me, I saw a pattern of some of the, is it animals? I don't know what you'd call it, but it's, stuffed animals. Anyway, I'll just show you. There we go. It's a fox. Absolutely fantastic. I thought that one. Now this one's called Riley Bostwick. That's the pattern. So the character, or the thing is Riley Bostwick. Let me get it out of this plastic envelope. Don't need that. So yeah, there we go. Riley Bostwick. So yeah, I'd like to make that. I intend to make that at some point. Now, when I do get and make it, I will probably give him or her a completely different name. Depends on how I make it. But inside, you just get, obviously, the paper, which is the instructions on how to make. And you also then get the pattern pieces, which you then obviously, well, I would trace them out and then make them. But you get not just the animal that you can make, or the figure that you can make, but you also get the pattern pieces for the clothes. So I can actually make him, her, whichever I make, with some clothes and fancy fancy it up with some clothes. So yeah, looking forward to having a go at that, because I did make a couple more. They're up there at the moment. One of them is, well, the two that are up there, one's a bought one and one's a made one. So, but we all remember Dominic, don't we? Dominic the deer, which I made not Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before. So yeah, I do like that. So there we go. So I'll make a fox as well now. So get and do that. So that was what I got from the show. Like I say, didn't really want to buy too much. Didn't really need to. So that was it. So yeah, brilliant show. Now, as I said, I didn't go to the show on my own. I did meet up with a friend, and my friend had some fabric for me. Yeah, fabric and patterns. So my friend Heather said, you know, she's got some stuff she didn't want anymore. Thought, you know, here you go. I'm always up for a bit of extra fabric and that. So she's got a bag of fabrics and some patterns, which is brilliant. So I'm not going to go through them all because there's quite a bit there, but that's just wonderful to have that. So thank you very much, Heather. It's so kind of you. Now, one of the things that I did get in this haul of stuff was, there were two things actually. One of them was a drop spindle and some wool. So I don't know what you'd call that, but it's just like basic wool. It's not been anything done to it. Now, this is something I wanted to have a go at for quite some time, to actually try and spin some yarn, but I've never got round to it. I never got round to actually trying it out. You know, you need to get one of these and buy some of this. Well, now I haven't got an excuse, have I? I need to sort of have a go and see if this is something I can do. Part of the reason for wanting to do this is because the yarn that I use for doing the needle binding, I do find hard to get, because I'm after something quite specific. You know, it's got to be, I think it's if I try and remember how to say it, yarn is multiple plies of thread, as it were. So the yarn that I need actually needs to be a single ply yarn, because of the way that it's worked, the way that it's used. It makes it easier. You can use a multiple plied yarn, you know, 2-ply, 4-ply, whatever it is, but I do find that the single ply is what works best for me. So this gives me the opportunity to have a go at spinning and creating a yarn. So drop spindle, not really sure how you use them. I've seen a couple of videos and I got the wool, so time to get on with it and give it a go, I think. So there you have it. That was my week and what I've done and what I've got and what I've shown. Pair of pants, which is from the Simplicity 4789 pattern. I say there are a couple of other things on there I really like. I do like the jacket, the way the jacket is on there. That looks really nice. And the sort of like the pinafore dress. I like that. That's really nice. I've got my fox pattern to have a go at. And I've got that drop spindle and wool to have a go at as well at some point. So yeah, that was quite nice. A good week, an enjoyable event. It was really, really nice. Absolutely really enjoyed that. It was, as I went last year and I will probably go next year because it was just enjoyable to go to. So that was it from me this week. There you go. Nothing else to say about. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to. Just click that bell icon. You'll get a notification when my videos come out. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. It's always nice to hear what you're thinking, what you're doing. And if you want to chat amongst yourselves, please do. So I think it's just left me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Young.